Hey, boss babe. Girl, go ahead and grab your coffee, your notebook, or take me with you on your morning walk. Wherever you're listening from, I want to welcome you to the Elevated Boss Babe. I'm your host, Kaylani, and this is the podcast where women stop waiting for permission, start building the life they deserve, and they remember that they were never meant to do this life or business alone. Are you ready? Okay, so against what anyone has ever said to me, I went ahead and I bet on myself. I made a promise to myself that July 2nd would be the day that I announce my first podcast, or not even announce, but put out my first podcast, right? Sure, I had a podcast in the past and it was one that I was so passionate about, but I really needed to reintroduce myself as this new version, this new season, this new Kaylani. And so I'm proud of you too, seriously, because the fact that you're even here tells me something about you. It tells me that you're not settling. And it also tells me that there's something inside of you that keeps on whispering, just like it whispered to me, that there's more. There's more for your life. There's more for your family. I really had this passion of wanting to help women, wanting to inspire women. And that's why I started Boss Babes and Brunch. But I know you're also thinking that there's more for your career, that there's more for your business. And honestly, that's okay because you should want more. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So, babe, welcome to the Elevated Boss Babe podcast. Yes, like I introduced myself before, I'm Kaylani Vasquez, founder of Boss Babes and Brunch. But before I was any of those things, before I was a founder, before I was a CEO, before I even started this business, I was just a girl growing up in New York City. And if you've ever lived in New York, baby, you know, right? The city teaches you to move fast. It teaches you to hustle. It teaches you how to figure it all out, to dream big, because you're surrounded by people chasing their dreams every single day. You've learned resilience before you even realize that that's what you're learning. And so New York gave me grit. It made me who I am. Yes, I am a crazy, fiery Latina from New York City. But somewhere along the way, I started living a life that looked successful on paper, yet it didn't feel aligned inside. Like that feeling como que I was losing myself. I did what so many of us were taught to do. Go to work hard, sigue pa'lante, climb the corporate ladder, be grateful because you have all of these things. And if you know that as a Latina in the corporate sector, baby, it is really hard to grow. Stay comfortable. And for a while, for a very, very long time, I did. I did all of those things. But every single day, there was this voice, como que, this whisper that kept coming to me. One, I couldn't ignore anymore. And it kept asking me, is this really it? Is this where you want to stay? Is this where you want to be for the rest of your life? Because I didn't just want to build someone else's dream anymore. Nena, I was tired. I was so tired of building for those people. I wanted to build something that would outlive me, that would go through and be a legacy for my daughter. Something that would change lives, not just mine, but the lives of the women I was touching. Something that my daughter would be proud of. Something that women could walk into and say, I feel seen. So leaving corporate wasn't just changing jobs. It was finally about me choosing myself. And let me be the first one to tell you that decision was terrifying. People will celebrate your success, babe, but they don't always understand your leap. There were people, honestly, who thought I was crazy. People who questioned why I'd walk away from stability. Why was I walking away from this 9 to 5 that literally gave me everything? I had benefits. I was getting paid a good salary. I had PTO time. I had it all made. And honestly, it looked like I had it all figured out. There were days where I questioned myself too. But every time I thought about quitting, I kept coming back to one question. What if the life I'm praying for is waiting for me on the other side of my courage? That question alone is what changed everything for me. People ask me all the time, why boss babes and brunch? Why that? Of all the things that you can do, why boss babes and brunch? And the truth is, I wasn't trying to build events. I was trying to solve a problem. See, I kept meeting women, incredible women, right? Women with gifts, women who were creating these amazing products, women with beautiful businesses, women with dreams, very similar to mine. But they were trying to build everything alone. And a lot of them didn't have the tools, the tips, and the tricks to build something that was sustainable. They also didn't have community, no real connections, no room where they felt like they belonged. I know what it feels like to walk into rooms and wonder if you belong there, because that was once me, feeling like you are way too small to even step into the space. So I decided if I could find that one room, if I couldn't find that one room, I'd create it. One brunch turned into another, then turned into another, then turned into another. And one conversation became hundreds of conversations. And then that led into thousands. Yes, I slid into the DMs. And today we've connected thousands of women who all had one thing in common. They were looking for more than networking. They were looking for more people who believed in them before the world did. And so that's why I created Boss Babes and Brunch. It was for me more about that feeling, right? Of feeling seen, feeling valued, feeling heard. It's an emotion that you evoke in someone, giving them the ability to dream bigger, knowing that they are made for more. And so I want to tell you what elevated really means. I think we throw around words like success, CEO, boss babe, luxury, six figures, blah, 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 lo que sea, ¿verdad? We're always talking about these huge words. But here's what I've learned. Excuse me. Money doesn't elevate you. Yes, it's a flow of energy, right? But it's not what elevates you. Followers don't elevate you. Titles don't elevate you. It's your character. It's who you are choosing to be. It's your healing. Your healing is truly what elevates you. And your community. Your community elevates you. Along with your confidence, babe, who are you choosing to walk in as? Keeping promises to yourself is what elevates you. I made the promise to myself to show up and still record this podcast. No mic, no technology, just myself, the camera, and you, hoping that it would be received. Because being willing to bet on yourself is truly the only thing that matters. Even when no one understands. That to me, babe, is what elevation is. That's what this podcast is all about. Not becoming someone else, but becoming more of who God created you to be. Because I see you, boo. I see you for who you are. And if you're listening back to this, I also hear you for who you are. I want you to feel seen. Know that you are capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. It's all possible for you. So here's my promise to you. This is not going to be another podcast filled with fluff, like, the porquería that everybody feeds you. I'm bringing you the conversations I wish someone had with me. We're talking business. We're talking content. Babe, we're going to be talking leadership and motherhood and money, okay? We're also going to be bringing you healing, faith, because those are also things that tie into being an entrepreneur. We're going to be bringing you networking and visibility, because who doesn't want to feel seen? Who doesn't want to feel valued and heard? We're building wealth together, you and me, building legacy. You and I, babe, we got this. And most importantly, the one thing above it all is we're building the women behind the business. And that's you. Because businesses, they don't change the world. We as women, that's who changes the world, babe. And I want this for you. I want you to know that, excuse me, you are made for so many hard things in this lifetime. So before we end today's episode, I want you to ask yourself one question as you sit with this and you see me on video. This is not pretty. It's not perfect. I'm coming to you raw without all of the tech, but having an honest conversation. I want you to ask yourself, what would I do if I stopped waiting for permission? Because maybe, just maybe, the life you've been praying for, the one that you've been hoping and dying for, is waiting on one brave decision. One brave decision. It's waiting for you to say yes to yourself. So I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. And if today's episode spoke to you, share it with another woman who needs to hear it. You can tag me at Boss Babes and Brunch on Instagram. So it's Boss Babes and Brunch with an underscore at the end. You can send me a message. I want to know your story because this isn't just my community. It's our community. So until next time, babe, and maybe I'll be more polished then, but I really needed to get this out. Keep showing up, keep believing, keep elevating, and I'll see you next week. Te amo, mi amor. Besitos. Bye, babe.